On this edition of Lexington Now, St. Patrick's Day, Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame, and LexArts Fun for the Arts. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of February 27th, 2023. After a 3-year hiatus, Lexington's longest-running celebration is back. I'm talking about the St. Patrick's Day Parade and Festival. Here's more.
This is the 41st St. Patrick's Day Parade and Festival. We had a couple of 3 years off, so we're really hoping that this year happens. Everybody's really excited about it. Hopefully it's a day like today, which is beautiful outside. It's happening, we're changing the venue this year. It's over by Tandy Park, and the festival will start at 10:45 with the blessing of the keg, and it'll go until 7 p.m. with a break at 1 o'clock for the parade. Yes, and we're going to have lots of Irish music. We're having Irish dancers. Our headliner this year is Two of the Day, which is Appalachian Celtic music. They are fun and lively. And we also have Claire Cunningham coming in, and she is actually playing in the Grand Ole Opry the week after. So she's somebody to make sure you get to see and come down and watch. Lots of kids' activities. We're going to have a little magic show, bouncy castles, face painting, everything that a festival should have. It's been the longest running parade in Lexington, and everybody gets really excited. It's the beginning of spring. It's something to be celebrated, and you know, there's so many Irish here living in Lexington. It's a great thing to celebrate all the culture that we have. So we're really excited. Everyone keeps saying, my God, why haven't we had the festival for so long? Why are we having the festival? What about the parade? So I think we'll get more people, even if the weather is a little bit bad. It's under the pavilion. So, you know, a little bit of rain's not going to hurt us at all. So, and I think people are used to that in March. Bill Enright started it many years ago with a lot of friends. I think they were just like sitting around talking about it. Why don't we have a St. Patrick's Day festival? Lexington has always been home to the Irish. It's always been, you know, the connection with the horses, the connection with the community. So there's a lot of people that help them put it on. And here we are today. Bill has passed it on to us, and we're very proud to continue it. The blessing of the keg is always fun. Father Norman's going to come down, bless the keg, and there's going to be a bagpiper to, you know, get the festival rolling. And then we will have Irish dancers start off as our first act. Then we have Liam Stancy playing, which everybody loves to come out and hear Liam Stancy. They're always playing in McCarthy's or playing in some of the local bars, and everybody knows that they're always good and entertaining to listen to. And then there's going to be a break at 1 for the parade. And then our headliner will start back Two of the Day, and they're Appalachian Celtic, and they are fun. Like, they are so fun. They're loud. You'll hear us a mile away. They're going to be great crack. It's going to be good. And then we'll have more Irish dancers, and then we'll have Claire Cunningham. Our Grand Marshals this year are Frank and Katrina MacDonald, and they have been living in Lexington for well over 40 years, and they are great people, have done a lot for the Irish community over the years, so we're delighted to be able to honour both of them. And also a big shout out to our sponsors, Alltech. They've been just great every year. They're there helping us out, very supportive. And also Parks and Rec. This could not take place without them. So we want to make sure that those two main sponsors get a big thank you from us. It's great. So for more information, just go into lexingtonstpats.org. Everything you need to know is there. You can email us with any other questions, but everything you should need to know is going to be there.
Every year, Kentucky writers who have made a meaningful impact on the rich literary history of the Commonwealth are enshrined in the Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame. We spoke with Erica Cook from the Carnegie Center about this year's inductee.
My name is Erica Cook, and I'm the Marketing and Communications Director at the Carnegie Center. March 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Kentucky Theater is our Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which will feature living writers Marsha Norman, Richard Taylor, and Susan Laurie Parks. And our deceased writers being inducted will be Madison Quine and Blanche Taylor Dickinson. So for the Hall of Fame, we look for writers that reflect the culture and the character of Kentucky and our Commonwealth, and to educate Kentuckians about our state's rich literary history. A lot of folks don't realize how many writers actually come from Kentucky or have lived here recently as Kentuckians. So to be a writer, to be eligible for the Hall of Fame induction, they must be published. And two, someone whose writing is of enduring stature. So probably someone who's a little more established, a little like more older and involved in their careers, and someone who's connected in a significant way to the Commonwealth, whether that be they're born here or raised here, or they've lived a significant amount of time in Kentucky. Nominations for the Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame are accepted from the public. There's a form on our website that you can fill out, or you could just email someone at the Carnegie Center. And then the Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame has its own committee, which is formed by some staff members of the Carnegie Center, as well as some other more involved writers and members of the community. And then, of course, the Kentucky Arts Council gets to look at those nominations and sort of make a final announcement of who they believe should be inducted. It is a great honor. It's physical in that there's always a ceremony that people can attend that's free and open to the public, and they also get to meet the writers that are able to come afterwards. We also have a display of some of our previous inductees here at the Carnegie Center in our reading room, so anyone who enters the room can see their portraits up on the wall. There's some plaques. However, this has been going on since 2012, so we've run out of space a little bit for our portraits, and we're trying to figure out a way to make it visible to the public, but there is a beautiful spread of everything on our website. So if you want to see all of our past classes that have been inducted, you can just visit carnegiecenterlex.org, and it'll show you all of the inductees and give you a little bit of the bio and their histories. I think the best part of Kentucky Writers Hall of Fame, the ceremony specifically, is we get a lot of folks who have never heard of the Carnegie Center or didn't even realize they were going to attend a Hall of Fame ceremony, but maybe they were just walking past the Kentucky Theater and they saw it listed on the marquee and they were like, oh, I'm free, so let's hop in and see what's going on. And it really blows their mind to see that this is happening in their home state, and that if they're interested in writing or they're emerging writers themselves, that's, you know, a path that they could follow to become Kentucky's next inductee into the Hall of Fame. So being able to meet these folks up close and personal, and to be able to see maybe your talent reflected in their accomplishments is, I think, a wonderful thing for our Kentucky constituents here. With this specific class that's being inducted into the Hall of Fame, we're really excited that two of the inductees are award-winning playwrights, and then the other two who are deceased that are being inducted are poets. Susan Laurie Parks is the first African American to win a Pulitzer Prize for drama, and she is very, very busy, so she won't be able to attend in person, but she is sending us a video to put up at the ceremony for everyone to watch. Marsha Norman from Louisville is also a Pulitzer Prize winner and has won Tony Awards and other major awards, and she will be there in person. People will get to meet her, so we're really excited about that. And Richard Taylor, who lives in Frankfort, was Kentucky's state poet laureate from 1999 to 2001, and he will also be there and have some words to share with the public. And then our deceased writers, Blanche Taylor Dickinson was a poet and a short story journalist whose poetry was published in a number of magazines and newspapers, and she is known as being one of the Black poets of the Harlem Renaissance. We don't know much about her now because it was, you know, a century ago, so it was really difficult to find pictures and portraits of her, but we're really excited to be able to, you know, honor all of her contributions to the literary world in the Harlem Renaissance and incorporate her into the Hall of Fame. And Madison Kawine was nicknamed Keats of Kentucky. So he was up there with John Keats and has been compared to poets like Percy Shelley. So this class is very talented, and we're really excited to share it all with the public on March 23rd. So we really hope that you'll be able to visit the Carnegie Center for Literacy and Learning. We're located downtown on West 2nd Street, 251, and we're open to the public Monday through Friday as well as Saturdays. We have classes, we have events, we have programs for people of all ages who are interested in learning. Maybe you want to be a writer, maybe you want to hone your skill set in poetry or nonfiction, or perhaps you're just interested in learning Spanish or Italian. We offer foreign languages. We have a tutoring program for kids ages K through 12, as well as a bunch of other amazing, engaging programs that are low cost or free to the public. So we hope that you can make it down here, and please follow us on social media or visit our website at carnegiecenterlex.org.
We'll talk the arts when we come back.
Have two ways out. When fire strikes, deadly smoke can fill your home within minutes. That's why the USFA wants you to plan and practice home fire drills. Draw a map of each level of your home showing all doors and windows. Discuss the map with everyone who lives with you. Practice your home fire drill at least twice a year. Make sure all doors and windows that lead outside open easily. Push the smoke alarm button to start the drill. Try feeling your way in the dark or with your eyes closed. Have at least two ways out of every room. If your first way out is blocked by fire or smoke, you can use your second way out. If there is smoke, get low and go. Crawl quickly under the smoke to your nearest exit. Close doors behind you and gather at a pre-planned outside meeting place where first responders can see you. Call 911. Remember, get out and stay out. Never go back inside for people, pets, or things.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. LexArts' annual Fun for the Arts campaign is getting ready to kick off with a launch party. We caught up with Amy Sweethall, who told us what to expect.
Spring is a really exciting time here at LexArts. Several great initiatives are going on, really that is the full circle of what LexArts does. We kick off our Fun for the Arts campaign. So the Fun for the Arts campaign is our way to ask the community to really step up and support the arts in a big way. Make donations, give your time, effort, energy, and resources to the arts so that we can then turn around and grant those funds right back out into the arts organizations. In the beginning, there was a Lexington Arts and Culture Council, and then there was a Fund for the Arts. So really two different organizations doing two different things. You had your local arts agency on the Arts and Culture Council side, and then you had your fund, which was the grant-making organization called the Fund for the Arts. So those two organizations merged and became LexArts. And so now we sort of do both of those components of supporting the arts organizations through networking and resourcing and promoting the arts as a whole, but then also through funding through our Fund for the Arts grant program. Coming out of the pandemic, last year was a great year. We were able to really fund nearly $600,000 in grants through our Fund for the Arts, which was a really great step up post-pandemic. So we hope to keep that energy really moving in the right direction. We want to make sure that we fund at least that much this year right back out into the arts through the Fund for the Arts grants. That's the impact. We're able to raise money and then literally turn around and find out what programs, projects, organizations, artists are doing great work and need the resources to really keep our arts programming, engagements, activities going strong right here in Lexington. Right now, our application window is open, so our arts organizations, artists, different programming projects that are going on related to the arts, people can apply for those funds, those grant funds, on our website. Applications close on March 30th, so you've got a good long month to get those in. And again, if there's any questions whatsoever, or you're having a hard time accessing or figuring out the information, you simply call us, call Nathan, our Vice President of Community Arts, and he can walk you right through any of the issues that you're having with that application. So one of the things we do provide for our arts organizations and people that are submitting arts grants, for arts grants, is workshops. So on March 2nd, we'll have a Zoom online virtual workshop. So anybody that is not adept or not really sure how to fill out those grant submissions can come online, ask us questions, and then March 8th at the Lexington Public Library, the downtown Lexington Public Library. So we'll have Zoom and in-person opportunities for people to find out how to complete those applications and receive funding through those arts. We really want to make sure that those funds are accessible to everyone. We don't want anyone saying, I have a great idea, but I don't know how to get a grant. We want to help you get that grant. So we want you to come and ask questions. And then of course that workshop will be available online, recorded for anyone to watch, even after the live sessions. So we just want to make sure that all the artists and programming out there is included in what we're doing. So LexArts has a great tradition of kicking off our annual campaigns, typically in mid-March, with some kind of great public performance activities that go on. This year, March 14th, we'll have a reception at the Opera House. We'll have what we're calling the hottest live performances at our Get Fired Up for the Arts kickoff. It is a free event. We do need your RSVP, so we do need you to tell us that you're coming. But check out our social media and check out our website, and there's a lot of information about what's happening that night. So we invite everyone, we invite the public to come out and enjoy that evening of helping us kick off this campaign, so that we can tell the community that we do support the arts in all the best ways.
March is Severe Storms Preparedness Month, and the folks at Emergency Management want to make sure that you are prepared.
Well, I'm Tim Brandewey. I'm the Emergency Operations Manager for Fayette County, and we are entering the month of March, which is annually our Severe Weather Preparedness Month. There's a good reason for that. This time of year, as we transition from winter into spring, there's a lot of turbulent weather, and unfortunately sometimes it does lead to destructive straight-line wind thunderstorms and also tornadoes. I would say that the best advantage we have nowadays in preparation for tornadoes and severe weather is the improvement in technology. I've been on the job here for about 17 years, and over the years I have noticed how much better the forecasting, the tools to disseminate danger or warning information can be. It's a tricky time of the year because a lot of times when we have that kind of destructive weather, it happens during the overnight time, so a lot of people are asleep. And so what I'd like to mainly point out is some of the information sources, especially that can aid citizens in being prepared for weather. Obviously the local news and weather forecasts. The Division of Emergency Management also has a LexArts system which allows people to sign up for custom warnings. You know, it's really not going to be a surprise normally that we have destructive weather coming. As I said, the forecasting and the technology and our linkages with the National Weather Service, we're pretty good at narrowing down time frames where we're going to be at the greatest risk. Especially during the overnight hours, some of the best information sources, I think, first of all, is to have a NOAA weather radio in your home. Sign up for LexArts because in the middle of the night, most people obviously aren't going to be watching TV, so that is probably the best heads up someone's going to have that a destructive storm is approaching. As you prepare for Severe Storms Month, it's important to have a plan for your home and a plan at work. The most important thing really is having good information sources, of which we've outlined a few, and also have a plan for if a tornado warning is declared. And the difference between a warning and a watch is a watch means the conditions are right for destructive weather, but watches can be 10 hours long, so it's kind of difficult to necessarily stay focused 100% of the time, but it alerts you to start thinking about preparation. And as part of your plan, you should have a shelter area in your home identified. Ideally, basements, if you can get underground, is the best thing. If you are in the type of dwelling that doesn't have a basement, the most important thing to do is get as far away from any outside exposures to the weather. That's doors, windows. So normally you go into interior hallways, bathrooms, because what you want to get away from is, you know, potential damaging debris. The majority of injuries that we see during these destructive weather events actually are what we call from missile hazards. In other words, glass or other things of that sort. So you want to get as far away from the outside as you can. And when you go there, make sure you've got a charged phone or a charged weather radio so you can hear updates from the city and from local news sources. And again, because this happens in the overnight periods a lot, I highly recommend a weather radio. Personally, things that I do when I know severe weather like that is coming is I look around my property, try to identify things that could get, you know, picked up by the winds and thrown around. Lawn furniture, trampolines are a biggie. I've got kids and grandkids. I've had a couple trampolines get airborne, so I usually flip mine upside down, maybe wait on them. But the most important thing is have a good mechanism to get updates. If you're out traveling in your vehicle and a tornado warning's declared, or you observe, you know, dangerous conditions like that, obviously the best thing to do is, you know, get your car into a solid shelter somewhere if you can. If you're hung out on the road, it's actually safer to get out of the car and get to the lowest piece of ground you can find, whether it's a culvert or a drainage ditch. I know a lot of people think that hiding under underpasses or overpasses is a good idea. It's really not. It kind of forms like a wind tunnel. So the other biggest advantage I think we all have nowadays is this, you know, smartphone. You know, I can look at the radar on this. I can tell almost, you know, to the 20 minutes, you know, when a storm is going to hit us. But this is a very unpredictable time of year. I think that's kind of the point. I know we've just come out of an ice storm and snow, but this is that transition period. And March, April is a really vulnerable time for us, and we can get very violent thunderstorms that can turn into tornadoes pretty quickly.
We've got some live gavel-to-gavel meeting coverage this week to tell you about, and that you can watch it here or streaming online. And remember, for the most accurate and up-to-date information on all city business, check out our website at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's televised meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.